Hi everyone, it's Zele from Talent Capital Institute. So I've been getting a lot of questions in my inbox about what Belbin Team Roles is all about and what it can be used for. So in today's video, I'm going to be answering all of your questions. Well, I hope I'll answer all of your questions, so please keep listening. The first question I'm going to answer is, what is Belbin Team Roles? Well, a team role, as defined by the founder of Belbin Team Roles, Dr. Meredith Belbin himself, says it's a tendency to behave, contribute, and interrelate with others in a particular way. Belbin Team Roles is an assessment tool that can be used to identify people's behavioral strengths and weaknesses in the workplace. So you may be wondering, why is it important for you as, a team leader or a manager or a CEO or just as an individual to know this information? It's important because Belbin reports can provide the language to ensure that individuals and teams communicate and work together with greater understanding of their roles. So it's important to note that there are 9 team roles. I'm not going to be going into detail to explain the different types of team roles right now because that will take us a long time. But when we go through the Belbin process, those will be explained in much detail. Assessments will be done, observer assessments and individual assessments will be done, and then a report will be produced that will reveal which team role you possess and the team as a whole. So you can have individual reports or you can have a team report. It's entirely up to you. Now, knowing your team role and the roles of others in your team is the ultimate Belbin objective, because this information will help you to greatly understand how you work, communicate, and relate with others in your team, and also give you insight as to where you should be placed in order for you to thrive and work to your greatest potential. So the Belbin report is very extensive and really does give you the tools you need to grow and develop into the best version of yourself in the workplace. And this is how we can help you develop high-performing individuals and teams in your organization by using the Belbin process. So in a nutshell, using Belbin Team Roles will give you balanced teams based on behavioral contributions rather than job titles. It will help to raise self-awareness and personal effectiveness. And Belbin can also help you to place the right people doing the right tasks, leading to better performing teams, which we now call high impact teams. So if your goal is to get to high impact teams, then using the Belbin process is a sure way to get that. Using this tool can also alleviate depersonalized team conversations by using the common Belbin language to discuss team contribution, creating productive and cohesive working relationships. And Belbin can also be used in the decision-making process, because the information you learn using the Belbin report will lead to informed or impartial decision-making based on fact rather than a gut feeling of sorts, which may be subject to unconscious bias. This will boost your confidence when making decisions involving your people or your teams. And from the human resource management perspective, Belbin gives insight into behavioral strengths and weaknesses which aren't necessarily revealed by just a CV. So basically, Belbin can aid your recruitment process by sharpening the selection process in order to find candidates that are a perfect match for the role or the organization. And this is because we're not only using information that's on the CV, we're using the entire Belbin report. So in the long run, this can save you a lot of time and resources, because it's just a more accurate way of you selecting the right candidate. And for the professional coaches and training managers, the Belbin language can help facilitate coaching conversations. Now, this is a great tool that can be incorporated into your performance appraisals or continuous development process. And Furthermore, it's also a tool that can be used for conflict management, because the Belbin report just gives you more insight into how to deal with conflicts of the different team roles. And the icing on the cake is that because it raises self-awareness, it can be used to boost your emotional intelligence as well. So I've tried to summarize it as much as I can. Hopefully I've answered all of your questions. However, if you need more clarification, or if you'd like to book a Belbin session for yourself or your team, please do feel free to reach out. Thanks so much for your time. Bye.